Hey guys, Thunderhound369 here, and today I thought I'd go ahead and take a look at something a little bit older than Beast Wars. Today we're going to be taking a trip all the way back to Transformers Generations 1 Micromasters series, the Decepticon Airstrike Patrol. Now the Airstrike Patrol consists of Whisper, Stormcloud, Tailwind, and Night Flight. Now before we go a little farther, I got a little bit of a read up on these guys. It says, among the first Decepticon Micromasters, the Airstrike Patrol have much in common with their larger brethren, the Seekers. The majority of the team taking after one in particular, the treacherous Starscream, constantly fighting amongst themselves to claim credit for their successes and blame the others for their failures. The junior members actively seek to usurp team leader Whisper and are about as successful as the Decepticon Air Commander in that regard. And again, they consist of the scheming, spying, and scavenger Night Flight, the loud and overly eager Stormcloud, the quiet, long game player Tailwind, and the highly competent leader Whisper. Now, got a little cutout that I managed to save, has their mottos on it. Whisper's motto is undetected in flight, undefeated in flight. Stormcloud's motto, the air is my playground. Tailwind's is revenge is sweet, victory is sweeter. And Night Flight's motto is, I pray like a vulture in the night. I really like that one. So we'll go ahead and take a look at these little fellas here. Turn my computer screen off, getting a little bit of a glare. So probably not going to be able to pick up a whole lot. So anyway, we have Whisper in his what looks to be some resemblance to the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane. Nice little black paint job, little red cockpit. Does have rolling wheels for landing gear, but this is just a stationary piece of plastic, so it's just going to sit there for balance. And like everything at that time, he suffers from visible head syndrome. Transformation on this little fella is just basically take the cockpit, fold it back behind him, rotate at the midsection, and straighten these out. And you can take the wings and fold them behind him, bring out his little arms. There you have Whisper in his robot mode. Not a lot to be said for these little fellas. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of articulation. Arms will move at the shoulders, but will not go 360. You can get a little hip movement, that joint, and somewhat of a knee joint there as a pin. Nice little black purple paint scheme. Got that screw hole right in the middle of his chest. I would bring him in where you could see his face sculpt, but you're not going to see it on this camera. So he does have a nice little face sculpt in there. We move on to the next one. Stand, I say. Obey your master. Stand. Good boy. And here we have Stormcloud. Nice little purple, almost lavender color, and black jet. Again, wheels with a little peg for balance. And again, visible head syndrome as always. And he's got some, I don't know what he could resemble. I really don't know from that time period. Transformation on him is pretty much just like Whisper. You just pretty much fold the cockpit back Pretty much take the wings almost, he's pretty much identical to Whisper in transformation. And there you have him in his little black and purple paint scheme. Nice little green visor over his eyes. And again, pretty much the same articulation with Whisper, arms at the shoulder. That's about all you get out of him. No, don't fall. Stand. Stay. And we'll move on to Tailwind. Nice little blue with some gray accents here and there. Little A10 Warthog. Almost resembles a Cobra Rattler. Red cockpit. And again, he's got the visible head syndrome. Got landing gear, but he doesn't balance quite that well. Sometimes he doesn't balance out quite right, and the tailpiece sits on the table. His transformation, a little bit different, not much from the other two. His head or cockpit back, same at the hips and knees. And take his arms and wings back, brings out his arms. His arms don't move. He does have the same hip, knees. Nice little blue face. You can't really see his face sculpt in there because of the paint. As I throw him at you guys, he's got a little balance issue. You have to get him just right to get him to stand, or at least I do on this one. And there you go. We'll put him back here in the background and bring out Night Flyer. Night Flight. Has a big resemblance to Leader 1 from the GoBots, or the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, you might say. Does have some of that resemblance going on. Nice solid gray plastic, black cockpit. Again, he's got landing gear, and he's got this little pin for the front. And his transformation is a little different. Flip this whole rear section back, bring the wings back, cockpit down, and there he is in his robot mode. Nice little red face. Arm will go back to there. No hip movement, even though he's got that pin just like the rest of them. This is pretty well solid. You can give him a knee joint if you'd like, but that's mostly due to the transformation. And there they are. I picked it. I've had these guys for several years. Pretty much picked them up brand new when Generation 1 was pretty much at the end, you might say, winding down just before we got the Action Master line. Now, I did quite like the Micromaster line. I've got no complaints about it. I picked up pretty much every set. I mean, all four of the separate, the team member sets, plus a few of the little combiner sets. I picked up quite a bit of those. So there you have it, guys. My look at, well, I'm forgetting to tell you guys what. If you guys like these, if you like Generation 1, if you're a Transformers collector, you got to put the Micromasters in your collection. There's no doubt about it. If you can find these guys on eBay for a pretty good price, I highly recommend picking them up. You won't be disappointed. Like I said, I do have quite a few more Micromasters. May throw some more of them up as soon as I round them all up. Because I have a tendency to put a set here and a set there, and I keep forgetting where I put them in storage. And so I display them for a while, and then I store them for a while, and then I forget where I put them in storage. So I just ran across these guys the other day, so I got them out, thought I'd review them. So I highly recommend picking them up. I'm Thunderhound369. This has been my look at Transformers Generation 1 Micromasters Decepticon Airstrike Patrol. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys, I'm out of here. See y'all.